Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see some program examples using scanner class methods. We are going to see the variety of scanner class methods to get the input from the user with some example programs. First example program is interchanging two values. Before going to the program, we are going to see the program logic to interchange two values. So if you take any program, you should know how to solve it manually. If you know how to solve it manually, then it will be easy for you to write the program yourself. So here you can see two variables which has the values 34 and 56 respectively. Now the value should be interchanged so that A value should be 56 and B value should be 34. So you can see that the output should be like this, okay, after execution. Now if we take an example of a glass full of milk and glass full of water. If I ask you to interchange these two, what you will do is you will take another empty glass, pour the milk into that, and then pour the water into the milk glass and pour back the milk into the water glass so that it will be interchanged. So same logic is used here. You are having an extra variable C which is empty. Now you are going to shift the A value to C. Okay, so you can see C equal to A. That means A value is being shifted to C. Now A will become empty. And now what you are going to do is B value will be shifted to A and then C value is shifted to B. So you can see A equal to B and B equal to C. So B value is stored into A and C value stored back into B. Now you can see that output the values have been interchanged. Now you are going to see the program. So since it's the first program for you, I am going to explain line by line. The first line is import keyword, and you are going to include java.util package which has scanner class. So since you are going to use scanner methods, you need to include scanner class into the program by using this line. So import java.util.scanner, and the next line is public class interchange. So here you can see this class has been defined as public because if you use public keyword, this class will be visible to all the other classes, and you should have a keyword class so that to define this is the definition. Okay, this is the definition of a class. So you have to start a class with a keyword class, and you should give a class name. So here the class name is interchange. Then you have to open the curly braces. You can notice that you have two sets of curly braces. One is for class, another one is for the method. So this class will be opened first and closed last, and the inner bracket will be opened next and then will be closed first. So this should be the procedure. In BlueJ you can see it has been highlighted. You can see the class has been highlighted in different color, method has been highlighted in different color, and the statements are different highlighted, background color is different. So you can easily identify which is a method and which is a class and which are the statements. Okay, you can see the difference between the statements or the words in different colors. Okay, to differentiate, it is a message, it is a keyword, and if it is not highlighted, then it is normal statement. So like that. Okay, in the second line, that is inside you got a method, that is a public method which starts with public. Then you have a keyword static, then you have an access specifier, that is void, then you have the user defined function main, and within parenthesis string argues. Now we will see what is this. Public is a keyword, as we said. It is declared public so that it is visible to other classes, so it can access it without any problem. Next is static. So static indicates this is a common method and you cannot duplicate it. Okay, you can use this method, use this main method by others, but you cannot duplicate it. So it will be having only one copy and it will be visible to all. And next is void. So this method will not return any value. So it will be executed. It will be the program will end here. So it doesn't return anything. So you are having the keyword void, and then you have main is the name you are given to the function. And then you have an open parenthesis. Inside that you will have an string argues. It is nothing but a variable, array variable, which can hold collection of characters. That is, you can say strings, list of strings. And this will be used for command prompt input. You see, this is also can be used as an input. Okay, we will be discuss that in the another video. So here inside that you should open another parenthesis, another curly braces. in which you are going to type the compound statement. So this curly braces indicate, open and close curly braces indicate it has set of statements, or you can call it as compound statements. Okay, and here the first line is scanner SE equal to new scanner in within parenthesis system.in. So this scanner, this statement will create an object for the scanner class. Okay, you can call it a scanner class object, which will be used in the input statement. And from where you are going to get the input is from the system.in. So in in is nothing but the input device. So here you can say it's a keyboard where you are going to give the input, which will be stored in the object, and it will be converted into the data type, and it will be stored into the variable. Next line, you have three integer variables. As you already discussed about the logic about this program, you have two variables which has values, and third variable is a temporary variable which is used to interchange the values. So all the three are integer type. So you have to use int as a data type, and then variables separated by comma, and end it with semicolon. And then you have to give the message to user to enter the value. So you are giving system.print enter two numbers. So if you give print, it will cursor will be waiting the next to the statement itself. If you are giving print ln, the cursor will be waiting in the next line. Now you have got two input statements. So first statement is a equal to se dot next int, open and close bracket and semicolon. So this is a input method, that is what you say is scanner class method, which will take the token as input and checks whether it is an integer. If it is an integer, it will take it as a token, and then it will be stored into the variable which is in the left hand side. So you have to use this scanner object to do that. Same way you can also input the token, next token from the user, and store it into B. So normally when you type any execute any program, you can type the numbers with space in between, or you can type in different lines by pressing enter key. Okay, so whatever you do, automatically after two numbers it will come out of it, then it will do the processing and display the output. The next three lines are the lines we already discussed. You are going to interchange the values C equal to A equal to B, B equal to C. So that means that A and B value will be interchanged. Finally, you have system.println statement to display the interchanged values, that is A and B. If you have two variables, and in between if you have got a message or a space, then you have to separate it with a plus sign before and after that. So you can see plus A, then plus for the space, after space you got plus sign again, then next variable. So plus sign will be the separator. After that you got the output. So you can see the input is enter two numbers. You are entering 12, then you have a space, that is a default delimiter, and then type the next number and press enter. Automatically it will process it and execute the output statement. Interchange values are 24 and 12. Next program is calculating salary. The program accepts name and basic salary, calculate gross salary and net salary. For that you have some calculations here. You have to find the DA, that is 30% of basic, HRA is 12.5% of basic, and PF is 10% of basic. Gross equal to basic plus DA plus HRA plus HRA, that will be stored in gross, that is total salary. And then what you are going to get, what you say is in hand salary, or you can say take home salary is net pay, that is gross salary minus PF. So that will be the take home salary. Now you are going to see the program. We have divided into two halves. So first half is the input declaration input statement. So as the question says, you have to input the name and basic pay. So this we already discussed. This is import statement to include the scanner class, and then you have a class called salary. Then you got the main method. Then you can create a scanner object and declare all the variables which you need in the program. So basic is integer type, and the name is string type, and all these remaining things are double because you got some decimal digit, possible decimal digit will be stored in the variable. So because you are using you are going to divide percentage, you are going to find the percentage, so there is a possibility of getting decimal digit, so you are declaring it as double. So you are declaring DA, HRA, PF, and GP for gross pay and NP for net pay, which should be initialized as 0. Whatever variables you are inputting directly from the user and calculating, no need of initializing, but after calculation you are going to store the result. So that variable you should initialize with the default values. The next statement is input statement. You are going to get the name. So system.print enter the name. So the cursor will be waiting next to that. So whatever you enter, any text will be stored in name variable. So you can see next sc.next is the token which is used to store the name, okay, strings. Next line you can see enter the basic pay, which is an integer variable. So you have to use sc.next int, which will store the integer value. Next is calculation part. So dA equal to basic into 30.0. So why I am using 30.0 divided by 100 is, if you use 30 divided by 100, both are integer, so it will result into integer, but dA is declared as double. So one operand is double and another operand is integer. Automatically the result will be double. So that's the reason I use a double value here. So basic into 30.0 divided by 100, that will be multiplied, that will be the dA value, and HRA equal to basic into 12.5 divided by 100, that is 12.5 percentage, and PF will be basic into 10 divided by 100, that will be the 10 percentage of basic which will be stored in PF. Then finally you are going to add basic and then DA and HRA and store it in gross pay, and finally subtract the PF value from gross pay and store it in net pay. Now finally you are going to display the output, which has the employee name which is stored in the variable name, and then gross pay which is stored in GP, and then finally net pay which is stored in NP, and then close the curly braces, both the curly braces. Then you can compile the program. Once you compile it, it will ask you to execute it. So execute the program, you will get the output like this. You can see enter the name, and the cursor is waiting next to it because you used system.print. So enter the name here, press enter. It will ask you for enter the basic pay. You enter the basic pay as value, integer value, then press enter. Automatically you will get these 3 lines because that is the output statement used here. Hope you understood this video, and you can try out this program in your system and then write me observation. So till then, thank you.